restrooms are to your left right here from this door, so if you need it. Welcome yourself to the beverages. This is a conversation, so I want to make sure that we're all able to ask questions, get all the information that you need. And I also want to thank Bob for working with me very closely on this event. The marketing was spectacular. I appreciate the partnership, and I'm hoping today that they will walk away and learn something new. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to my good friend. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Thank you for all of you joining us today for coffee and conversations. It's a wonderful to see so many professional, community leader, and future homeowners gathered today. My name is Tom. I am honorable served as the board director of our Greater Philadelphia chapter, and we also have the president, Ms. Nguyen, in the house. Say hi. Hi, secretary, Lou Yun. And other board director, Jody and James, thank you very much for working together. For those who may not know AREAA, AREAA is a national organization founded in 2003 with a mission to promote home ownership opportunities and empower real estate professionals across the country. Today, AREAA has over 18,000 members and more than 44 chapters across the United States and Canada, working together to advance housing opportunities, financial education, and professional leadership. Here in Greater Philadelphia, our chapter has grown rapidly. We're proud to be a community that focuses on promoting home ownership and wealth building, supporting real estate professionals and industry partners, providing education and resources to the communities. Throughout the years, our Greater Philadelphia chapter organized programs such as housing and home ownership education workshops, professional network events, real estate investment and wealth building seminars, community outreach activities. We have an upcoming event. It's called Possible. The name is Real Estate Expo and Connect in April 2026. And the next one will be in Washington, D.C. Policy Summit. It was scheduled on May 11th and the 12th. This special event in D.C. is very important that I urge a lot of you to come and join us. Event will bring together industry leaders, policy makers, housing advocates, and real estate professionals to discuss housing policy, housing opportunity, and the future of real estate industry. It's an incredible opportunity for our members to have a voice in shaping housing policy at national level. But none of this program would be possible without the partnerships. Today, I want to give a special thanks to JP Morgan Chase. Chase is not only the one of the largest and most respected financial institutes in the country, but they also deeply commit to community development, financial education, and expanding access to home ownership. This partnership, for example, for this event, Chase has provided valuable resources to our community, including education on home lending and mortgage options, guiding our building and improving credit, support for small business and entrepreneurs, tools to help families to build financial stability and generational wealth. Events like coffee and conversation are important because they create a space where people can ask questions, learn from experts, and build meaningful connections. This partnership between AREAA, Greater Philadelphia, and Chase Bank reflects a shared commitment to open doors of opportunity, strengthen our community, and help many families achieve the dream of home ownership. So real estate is not only the transactions, because we are here to build a house for families so we can live in a warm, welcome home. So thank you very much. And let's give a applause to Case and Scott and Site to present the opportunity.
Do I need this microphone, you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good? All right. I would love to say I could down with my foot walking around, but I'm not going to take that risk. Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody at AREAA and thank everybody else that's joining us today. We certainly know you can spend your time anywhere, so we're hoping that we can bring as much value as possible and just kind of educate you on some of the things that we're able to bring to the table, serve more customers, and really help you guys grow your business. And that's really what it's all about. We love what we do. You'll hear from a lot of our experts today. But again, and I certainly encourage, any questions that we might be able to answer for you. Would love to be able to help out anything that might particularly fall in your wheelhouse. So as this, comes up, I'd love to tell you guys I have this really exciting story about my foot. How I was on a camping trip and a bear attacked me, but it's none of that. So thank you for bearing with me as I'm wobbling a little bit here. But really what we're going to touch on is just kind of sharing some high-level product offerings that we can bring to you all. Really the whole methodology behind this is we want to help you be able to increase your pool of business and be able to serve more customers. And we love to really be a resource for everybody. And there's certainly a slew of different programs and products that I'm not going to talk about today, but a lot of things that we offer. And as you guys know, we don't just do home lending here at Chase, so anything that we can do to potentially help your customers, we would love the opportunity to be able to do that and just build meaningful relationships. So again, thank you for being with us today. So we'll talk about just some of the unique benefits in working with Chase, and we have something that's called Chase Agent Express. And basically the way that Chase Agent Express works is it's kind of like Uber. Uber is nothing more than like a technology company that connects passengers with drivers. Chase Agent Express will connect home buyers with real estate agents. So the benefit to the customer, and you can move to the next slide, I won't go through these things verbatim in the spirit of time, but essentially the way that it works is when you have a home buyer, or we have a home buyer that potentially is walking into the branch, working with one of our bankers, the first question they'll ask that customer is, are they working with a real estate agent? Do they have any relationship? If they don't, our goal is to try to pair them with an agent. One of the benefits that they receive is they can get anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 post-closing within 30 days just by working with that real estate agent and closing on that transaction. So really a no-brainer for any of our customers. If you are a real estate agent, one of the benefits is it's essentially giving you the opportunity to tap into our 85 million plus customers that we have here at Chase. It's not just customers locally that are looking to purchase a home. We could potentially have somebody relocating, and it's almost like an Angie's List. You have a profile that talks about the markets that you serve, and it's really just a great way for us to actually refer business back to you all. We always talk about it in the mortgage industry, but it's a lot more difficult to actually do it, and this is a program that allows us to do that a little bit more efficiently. So, when we think about creating sustainable home ownership and putting home ownership in reach, a couple of the traditional programs that we offer, we have what we call our Dream Maker program, which is our traditional 3% down financing. We offer FHA mortgages. Our Dream Maker program has reduced mortgage insurance for customers. We pretty much will offer any loan that goes directly to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac with very little to no overlays, which is really a great benefit for all of your customers. It's pretty rare that you're going to find a customer that we're not going to be able to serve with some of our product offerings. And then the program that we really love most, which can really be stacked with any of our benefits that we offer at Chase, is our home buyer grant. And so depending on where that property is located, that customer could potentially qualify for a $2,500 grant that gets applied towards down payment and closing costs, or a $5,000 grant. And there's no income restriction. So, and we have an external tool. You can plug in the address. It'll tell you whether or not it's eligible for a Chase grant. It also tells you all of the other grants that that customer is potentially eligible for. The beauty in that is we have the ability to stack those on top of each other. So in many cases, we can help a customer come to settlement with little to no funds at closing, which is a huge benefit in a lot of the neighborhoods that we're serving here in Philadelphia. Again, and there's really no other caveats to that program. It's really based on where the property is located. We've seen instances, we plug in an address, one side of the street's $5,000 grant eligible, the other side of the street is not. So, we kind of have mapping that we can share with our, real estate agents that we work with so that they can kind of fine tune that when they're working with customers. Thank you. We also offer jumbo mortgages. As you can imagine, JP Morgan Chase has the balance sheet to support jumbo mortgages and portfolio options. So we have a lot of flexibility in the underwriting. So if we have something where maybe the credit score can't meet the typical threshold, or maybe they don't have the appropriate down payment that we would typically look for, we have the ability. Our jumbo mortgages is our portfolio program. We can also do a portfolio loan on a $50,000 loan. Okay, so again, we kind of look at different programs to see what financially is best for the customer and where they're going to be able to benefit long term. And then this is a big differentiator for Chase. A lot of other financial institutions try to leverage relationship pricing, but they set their thresholds at really significant amounts. So meaning, if you're a customer, you're purchasing a home, you're willing to make a deposit or bring your bank into that institution, you typically have to deposit $250,000, $500,000. Not many customers have that, right? Not many of the customers that we work with have that, okay? What I really like about this program is it can be offered on any of the mortgages that we provide to our customers at Chase. So there are no caveats around loan amount, product type. None of those things are applicable. If somebody is willing to establish a relationship with Chase, we offer them, we'll typically say this is your interest rate before any relationship discounts. A lot of people are okay transitioning their relationship, but the discounts range anywhere from 0.05% all the way up to a full percent off their interest rate. So when you think about getting one of your customers a percent below what the market rate is, you're a hero, right? We're a hero, and people want to be able to use their monies and have a monetary benefit from that. So this is a great way to do it, and it's based on their loan amount. So I'll give you guys an example. If somebody brings over 15% of their loan amount, we'll use a $100,000 loan as an example, they put $15,000 on deposit with us, they're going to qualify for that first tier threshold discount. And then it goes up from there. So again, it's just when folks have money parked, in most cases they don't really care where it's parked, but they want it to work for them. So again, really, really love that program. Another thing is, in most cases, we're really competitive. That's what makes Chase the largest mortgage servicer in the country, the largest mortgage bank in the country. But that doesn't mean that there might not be a competitor that might have a better offer that day. We have the ability to potentially mirror that offer and then stack on the relationship pricing. So again, it's going to really enable us to offer that customer the best possible solution for them long term. So when you think about some of our portfolio lending, we do a lot of creative financing as well. I think a lot of folks kind of have the thought process that, hey, it's a big bank, we're not very flexible. There's more that we can do than a lot of smaller community banks. And there's ways where we can use folks' assets as income. Okay, so traditionally, we might need pay stubs or tax returns. We have different ways of leveraging collateral. That was something that I just spoke about that you do in your industry, where, again, we don't necessarily need income documents, but we can still potentially help that customer. Where does that come into play? A lot of self-employed customers, business owners, small business, large business, complex tax returns. We're looking at cash flow, things like that, where we can better assist that customer. So, another great benefit, there's not many lenders that will offer this. So if a customer comes to Chase, this is called our lock and shop program. I like to refer to it as rate protection. So, traditionally, when you go to a lender and you work with them, they cannot lock in your interest rate until you're under contract on a home. Okay? With Chase, you can be out shopping for a home. You might not have found an address. We submitted your loan to get approved with a to-be determined address. As a customer, it doesn't cost you anything, doesn't obligate you. But what we're saying is, we're going to give you rate protection for 90 days. So you've got 90 days to go out and find the property. You know that your rate's not going to be any worse than this. Which, I'll give you guys an example. First week of March, our team had a lot of application activity. Rates were down. Chase offered an interest rate special, and then we decided to go to war. And then the rates skyrocketed up a little bit, okay? So we all know that the mortgage business and rates are very cyclical in nature. This is where a program like this comes, to mind, because it's now going to give a little bit of peace of mind and certainty to customers, because they don't want to see their affordability dwindle away, knowing that rates are increasing. And it gives them the ability to float down to a lower interest rate within 30 days of their settlement, if interest rates are better. If they do not find a home in 90 days, their worst case scenario is it goes back to what the market rates were. So the whole goal is to find a home in that 90-day window. You can't keep doing it every 90 days. But again, you're just going back to market pricing. So really a great benefit to the customer. Again, doesn't cost them anything, doesn't obligate them in any way whatsoever. It's just our way of saying, hey, we want to be able to offer you a little bit more security than potentially what you're receiving. And then we have our Chase My Home portal, which if any of you have the Chase mobile app, I strongly recommend plugging in your address. Anything that you do on Zillow.com or Redfin, a lot of that can be done right within our Chase My Home app. You can get comparables on your property. What we really like about it in particular is it's providing a lot of educational resources to your customers. So we have affordability calculators, they can get rate quotes, they can see the values of homes in the areas that they're looking to. Very, very user-friendly. It's the same portal that we leverage once a customer is in contract and we're taking an application. They can see when their loan is approved. They can upload their supporting documents. So we're really just trying to streamline that process. Anybody that's purchasing a home, for those of us that have been through it, we know how stressful that process can be. You have a million other things to worry about. You certainly don't want to worry about the mortgage. This really makes that process very easy. They can e-sign all of their documents. Many of our customers are seeing when their loan is approved or when their appraisal came back before we even get to see them. Okay, so again, a lot of great benefits of Chase My Home. And then this is just Chase's way of saying, hey, we're going to put our money where our mouth is. So from the time that a customer goes under contract, what we offer all of our customers all throughout the country is, if we cannot close your transaction within 21 days, we're going to pay you out $5,000. Okay? And clearly, as you can imagine, I kind of joke when I say this, Chase is not in the business of paying out $5,000 to all of our customers. So we're going to absolutely do everything that we can to be able to deliver on that. When you're somebody like Side, and I promise you, I don't just say because Side's here, when you are a great home lending advisor and you're informing your customers and you're handling that process correctly, getting a transaction out in 21 days should be natural. It should happen every time. But there's instances, as we all know in real estate, where sometimes there's some hurdles and issues that we have to work through. But we're going to work really diligently to make sure that we understand we are a representation of you and your business. If you refer us a customer, we want to be able to deliver on that. And by the way, you guys will see on a lot of these pages there is website links, and we'll share this presentation with you. But there's a landing page for all of these resources that we offer at Chase, and it just provides additional information where you can reach out to Side. Should you be working with any customers that are purchasing a new construction property? As a Manhattan-based bank, new construction projects are fairly easy for us to get approved. If they're not approved with the agency, so we allow up to a 25% pre-sale, meaning that they have to be under contract in the building at least 25%, and then we can actually finance that customer without doing a portfolio loan. Most lenders, they want 50% of that project to be under contract in order to serve those customers. But we have a lot of dedicated resources in the new construction space. So when we do a mortgage for a customer at Chase, it's not as if it's like, you know, that customer's going into a black hole with our fulfillment. Basically what's happening is we have designated teams that specialize in all of the products that we offer. And then the last thing that I'll mention, again, without going through this in great detail, is we offer extended rate locks. So we can lock in a customer for up to 12 months, and they can get a free float down within 60 days of their settlement. So that could potentially come into play depending on what developer we're working with or what that build time looks like. We all live here in the Northeast, so we know how those, you know, the weather can impact some of our building turn times. And then if you're a real estate agent, don't pay for marketing. We have free marketing for you. So there's a lot of things that, you know, we can co-sponsor, co-brand with you. We basically, there's a way that we capture your information. We put it online. It'll show a little fancy here with your picture, maybe you have a QR code, whatever it may be. I'll say, you know, some of the marketing flyers that we leverage most with a lot of our real estate partners are just sold postcards or are just sold door hangers. So you sold a house, you know, let's say on that street. What a great way to market yourself. We could order 300 of these, has our contact information, your contact information. The only time we ever need to split costs with a real estate agent is if we're paying for postage due to, you know, regulatory requirements. So that has to be split 50-50, which we're always happy to do. But if it's something where we can just hand out on our own, we're always trying to leverage some of that marketing material. But again, all of this is free to you. And it's obviously, we want to make sure that we're developing a relationship with you. And then, you know, there's a lot of other, you know, we talk about a lot of the different pillars that we make available to our customers, and you'll hear from some of our experts, but we offer auto financing, wealth management solutions, business banking. The one that everybody knows us about is our card services, our credit cards, and we have our consumer bank partners, the best in the industry. And of course, home lending, what Side and I are representing today. So, you know, the whole methodology with Chase is it's not just about, you know, getting all of our customers under one umbrella. It's about really creating sustainable home ownership and how can we give monetary benefits back based on a lot of our offerings. So if you're an auto customer, if you're a credit card customer, what else can we bring to the table where you're leveraging all our other services and products? And that's really it. The only thing that I did want to touch on, two programs that we have available that I think are important to mention. We have a great foreign national program. So somebody that's relocating here, there's pretty much one visa that we won't lend to, and it's a student visa. If we can show that they've applied into another visa, and that application has actually been approved, and it's not pending, we can still work with that customer. So, you know, I share the student high level because, as we all know, there's a significant amount of visas that are available, but we're really flexible in that space, and we make a lot of programs available to our customers. I also know that a lot of us work with self-employed customers, multiple businesses, new startups. We have a lot of unique programs depending upon how their income is reporting. We do allow for financing in the name of an LLC. It's an exception. You know, I can't even say that I've ever seen one of those exceptions be declined, candidly. They kind of all funnel for me. So again, if you have a customer that's looking to purchase an investment property, many cases they're looking to put that into the name of the LLC and have the vesting in the name of the LLC. That is something that we can facilitate here at Chase. So again, you know, Side and I, we are always available to answer any questions. We don't want you guys to feel like you need to call an 800 phone number. We've got a great local presence here. You can call us, email us, text us, whatever works best. Truly, we're here to help you guys and help your clients and customers. And we'll do anything that we can to do that. But I'll open it up, maybe there's any Q&A, any questions that you guys have, anything that you're curious about that we offer, would love to maybe answer any questions. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So for your investment properties,
Yes.
do they have to be commercial or residential?
Great question. Yes. So we do strictly residential lending.
Okay.
We do have business banking partners that we work with on the commercial side. We can do the commercial lending, so we'll route that appropriately. Typically, in the residential world, we're not working on properties that have more than 25% commercial usage in terms of square footage.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how the property is potentially split up. What matters is how the square footage is being used when an appraisal is completed.
Okay.
So you can have, split level, and you have a barber shop downstairs, upstairs is an apartment, but if 50% of that's being used for the barber shop, that wouldn't be something that our group would work with, but that's something that our business banking group could potentially work with. Yes. All right. Sorry. We have one more question here, and then we'll go over to you.
Yes, a question.
Sorry, what was that?
How do you become an agent with Chase? At the beginning, you were talking about.
Yes, so there's a web address that we can email to you, or if you just Google Chase Agent Express, when you go to our landing page, we have a consumer tile, and then we have a real estate agent tile. There's typically qualifications, but a lot of the times we can circumvent those if we have a relationship with you. So I would speak to Cy as you wrap up here today, and we can help you with that enrollment. We can even email you a job aid that helps walk you through the steps.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, sorry.
Question, because we're assisting clients already on acquired property overseas, so I know you have a presence in the Philippines, so how can we assist them? Because they're paying their monthly amortization through acquire, so is it okay I will suggest to them to open an account here so that they can just pay their monthly amortization overseas through Chase
Yeah, but
Do you
you're saying the
process
property would be here or the property would
in the
be here?
Philippines, but they're paying it. They will open an account so
Yeah.
that it will be deducted
We
directly.
don't finance properties in the
No,
Philippines.
not the financing side, but advising them, suggesting to them to open an account in
Yes.
Chase so that they can just deduct or directly.
Yes, they absolutely can do
So
that.
you can
Yes,
process
yes,
it.
100%,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my apologies.
I was very interested in the co-branding.
Yes,
So how do I have a property right now on co-brand, how do I make that happen?
Mr. Side Arcano, right there.
Just email me?
Absolutely, email Side, and we have the ability, we can print that up in 2 minutes in one of our branches, depending on what marketing material it may be. If it's a hard stop, that's something that they mail out to us.
Were you able to sell my property yesterday? Because that's what my
We're gonna work really hard, because we don't get paid until it sells, right? So, we work very similar to you, so. Yeah, but we really do love our marketing, and thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. It is a good segue, because there's so much material that's available. And we actually have a sample that we can share with you guys of what all of that co-branded material looks like, so that you can kind of pick and choose through, what works best based on the market that you're serving.
Any more questions?
Well, don't take it easy on me, yeah?
You're going really light.
All right. Yes.
What, I got it. What, grant products do you layer with the existing grants that you give that, you talked about?
Yeah. So Chase will participate in anything that is not a bond-related program. So any local housing agency, nonprofit, where we can bring down payment assistance, and typically once we approve them, and that's been underwritten, that approval will stay valid for about 12 months. So there's been a lot of instances where we've provided $20,000, $25,000 to customers just by stacking all of these benefits that you had outlined. But like PHFA, we don't participate in, and that's more of like a systemic thing why we don't support the bond program, but that will be changing in the near future here.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott.
Yes.
Hi, it's Min, president of AREAA. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. We totally appreciate the partnership with Chase. It has been an honor to working with you guys the last few years. Can you share a little bit about your background, your story? How did you get started? How long ago was that? And why are you with Chase? What do you love about Chase? And how has the relationship with AREAA been over the last 2 years?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. I will try not to bore you guys too much. So I'll date myself for you. I'm in my 24th year of the mortgage business. I got into the mortgage business when I was 18 years old, right out of high school and college. At that time I wasn't married. Somebody I was dating, her mother's boyfriend owned a mortgage company. I got into the mortgage business. I originated mortgages for about 2 or 3 years, but I realized that I was more passionate about the training, coaching, mentoring aspect of the mortgage business. And I had my own company for about 10 years and was recruited really heavily to kind of come into a larger institution and help build them out. Joining Chase has been, and I've been here 8 years now, it's been the most joy that I've ever had working for any company. I think when you work for a large corporation, there's always that fine balance between accountability and pressure. And I think when you cross that line, it's kind of hard to go back. There's never been any pressure at Chase. It's a very functional institution. I'll wrap it up by saying this, because I've done a lot of roles, but I've always been managing in mortgage. And I kind of say this when I'm out meeting with people. It's like when you go to your neighbor's house for dinner and everybody's smiling and having a great time, and you're like, oh, this is how family dinner is supposed to be. You don't realize how dysfunctional your own family is until you go to your neighbor's house for dinner. Like, that's what it was like coming to Chase. It is so functional, and everybody's really working to help each other. And then in terms of working with AREAA, you guys are just, setting the organization aside. You're real human beings. You're all incredible people. Everybody that I've ever met has been the kindest soul, and I really mean that. And those are the kind of people that you want to work with, right? The people that don't show up to events like this, they're not really looking to organically grow their business, right? Like, to me, that speaks to lengths when you're already willing to show up to an event like this. You guys do such an exceptional job marketing and helping customers and really bringing that reality of home ownership to fruition. There's not many organizations that do that, but actually do it with this authenticity that you guys bring to the table. That's been my experience. I'm sure other people have had other experiences. To me, that's the most important thing. That's the kind of organization that we want to develop a relationship with, where we're bringing tangible value to people that are looking to transact. We don't want it to feel like a transaction. That's the whole goal. This is a relationship we're building. We want to help you for a lifetime, and I know that that's the same objective that you guys have. So hopefully I wasn't too long-winded of an answer for you, but yeah, and it's been great. We cannot thank you enough, so thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any more questions? So I would like to take a minute.
Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
you're
I got it.
perfectly fine, got it. To introduce a partner in the room, senior business consultant, Jose. If you could stand up and just let the room know.
It's good to see some familiar faces and good to meet others. So as Natasha said, my name is Josue and I'm a senior business consultant with Chase. And what that means is that I function as an executive coach, supporting small businesses as they continue to grow and scale. So some of you perhaps have your own brokerage, and the business side of it can be daunting, it can be intimidating, it can be a lonely journey for a business owner, or perhaps you're working with business owners that are looking to purchase real estate or looking to rent space, and they want to grow and scale their business. So if either you yourself or your own brokerage, or if you're working with a business that could benefit from one-on-one executive coaching, please reach out to me. I left a contact sheet on the back that describes the Coaching for Impact program and how to get a hold of me. There's a QR code with more information, as well as a QR code with information that could help business owners through infographics, articles, even mini courses that you could take on the business side of running an entrepreneurial venture. So thank you, Natasha, for inviting me, for the opportunity to say hello, and I appreciate meeting many of you today. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions they would
cool. Would you like to share like 3 tips that we should all be focusing on this year in terms of building our business
Yeah.
and organization?
So 3 tips, right? I think for me, every time that I'm in front of a group of business owners, one of them is always paying attention to the financial numbers, right? Managing that cash flow, understanding where the income is coming in from and where the expenses are, and reviewing those financial reports on a regular basis. Because oftentimes business owners, they'll just look at the checking account and either wonder where the money has gone or think that because there's money in the account that the business is as profitable as it can be. But in reality, you want it to be as profitable as it can be because you're running the numbers and managing the business. Secondly, in order to continue to grow and scale, you gotta have systems and processes. And oftentimes entrepreneurs will get burnt out, they'll get exhausted. They have a to-do list that's 10 bullets long at the beginning of the day, and then at the end of the day it's 20. They spent their day all day working, and it's like, well, what did I do today? And it's because there's normally a lack of systems and processes. And then the third is to be in a room like this, where you're engaging with trusted advisors, where you're engaging with other business owners, to remind you that you are not alone in the journey, that oftentimes the questions and the concerns and what keeps you up at night is what also keeps other business owners at night. And when you're in a room like this, you can now get advice versus opinion. And oftentimes we'll search for opinion for family members and friends, as opposed to advice from others who are going through or have gone through an experience that you might be going through. So hopefully that helps to answer the question of 3 tips that I would share for business owners.
You know how during the pandemic, a lot of the banks, they had 10% exposed to reserves, and they went down to 0, and they started aggressively getting greedy and doing like crazy, right? Yesterday, there was a bunch of banks becoming more aggressive now, with lending now, or access to capital. What do you think is happening right now, even with Chase, or is that happening now? Like, are you
I'll
starting-
defer that question to Scott in terms of rates and capitalization and things of that nature.
I can't say Chase is really impacted the same as other institutions.
Right.
I'd love to say I have a great answer for you, but we don't really experience that here.
Okay.
So I'm not sure I can answer that one.
Okay.
But I can try to get you a resource who might be able to better answer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we also see why that how
Yeah.
base with everything, right? And so Scott is a lending manager from Philadelphia. He has a whole team. He has his side, a great partner right here. I don't know who's behind. But he has a whole team that's willing and dedicated. And he's a very involved manager. So nothing goes, you kick it, you get past it, I should say, right? So he knows everything that's going on from front and back. So he's always going to make sure that you're being a good partner, that himself seems to be a good partner to you, and that whatever deal you get through, the issue happens to arise, he's always the first one online to make sure that it's solved, right? And he is very, I'll say this in your face, very picky about hire. So he doesn't just recruit because you want to be a load on him. He actually go out and hire someone who's dedicated, who really want to work, who knows products, who knows how to deliver, and know how to sell. So I have to say that because this is recruitment, this is recruit people with experience, who know how to actually deliver. Everyone have a great experience. As you see before, he's very big on experience. So I highly recommend, if you're not working with this team now, that you give them a shout out and try them. As you mentioned, you work with down payment assistance programs. The main goal is to make the payment as easy as possible. Regardless of the loan amount, size of the borrower, everybody has the same experience. Right? And so I also want to thank AREAA. He's been a great partner. I'm glad that we were able to sponsor you in 2025 and for 2026 to keep moving forward. I want to congratulate you on your new business. I think that's very much to be applauded for, especially in Women's History Month. So congratulations. And I want to thank you all and applaud you all for coming and pouring into yourself today. The weather wasn't great. It was beautiful yesterday. But today, it went rain and snow. It gave us everything in one book. But I do want to applaud you for coming in, because the only way you can truly grow is if you invest in yourself, all right? So I hope everybody walk away with knowing something new, a new partner, a relationship. You do have time to mix and mingle and network. And if you have any further questions you didn't want to ask out in public, they're here to ask and answer any questions you have. So once again, we have
I would like to say something on behalf of AREAA. Is it okay?
Sure, absolutely. Oh, we're not done yet, but they have a closing ceremony. Come on.
So, on the membership chair, one of the membership chairmen of our chapter, and we have some false information that I would like to address today. The first one is that we don't have many members. The fact is we have almost 19,000 members across the country. Secondly, some people think all we do is talk. We have a lot of fun. So if you think that's all we do, we have a lot of fun. We meet a lot of people. And some people think that we don't change the world. Actually, we do. And in about a month, we're going to be down in Washington, D.C., meeting with congressmen and senators, petitions for things that are benefiting the community. I would say for AREAA that for every dollar of my time that I've put in, I received about $3 back. And you don't have to just be a real estate agent to join. If you have any affiliation with real estate in any way, or if you like to join us in our mission and meeting a lot of people, we invite you to join. It is not expensive. Right now to join, it would be less than $100 to join. So I see many of our members here, but we have some people that are visiting for the first time. So I would encourage you to scan and to learn about AREAA. And I thank Chase too. Thank you so much. Okay.
I work with chapters from New Jersey all the way down to Virginia, and you're not supposed to be biased, but this is one of my favorite chapters. Not only because of their commitment to the community, but the way they show up, I don't have to worry about anything, to be honest with you. But a lot of people organizations, I have to stay around them from the beginning to the end. And I just love your professionalism. I love how you play with each other, and it's right in my camera, I ask questions. I really do so.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're gonna pin a new member, and anyone else that might be
Interested to join, you can get your pin now.
So for $120 a year, or a cup of bubble tea a month, you too can support Asian American homeownership sustainability. We have 47 chapters, 19,000 members, 51 ethnicities, 26 languages. We're the largest Asian American real estate trade association in North America. Greater Philadelphia is an award-winning chapter. We won Chapter of the Year last year. We also 2 years ago won Best Advocacy Chapter, and we've been incorporated just 3 years. The entire organization has been around since 2003, 23 years. This year, in May, we'll be in our Housing Policy Summit, where we will be promoting our 3-point policy plan around sustainability, appraisal equity, anti-alien land laws, and other things. And then in October, every October, we're in a different city for our national convention. This year we'll be in Dallas, Texas. So imagine if you want to come to our event in May 11th to 12th, we'll be lobbying Congress for different policies, and also we're working on local, state housing policies as well. So we have a new member, Constance. Would you like to come up? I met Constance in Atlantic City at the Triple Play Real Estate Convention. We were on the dance floor together. And then I was like, I love your outfit. And now we're besties. And she is on our Global Engagement and Community Service Committee with Yodi, the chair. So we'll be planning some global engagement programming as well as our community service projects throughout the year. So congratulations on becoming a member and getting pinned today. All right, where would you like it to be? All right, you are now an AREAA member. Is anyone else a member? Wait, would you you like to say, how does it feel to be a member of AREAA? What made you join? You came to my installation back in January. Thank you so much. What was that experience like and your time at AREAA so far?
So the installation, well, I met him, like I said, in Atlantic City, or like he said, Atlantic City. The energy that he had was just so vibrant that I'm like, okay, whenever he has an event, I'm gonna have to go. So then I saw he had an event, the gala where he was being sworn in. I'm like, okay, this is my chance now to, really see what his organization is like. And I've never been to an event like that. It was amazing. Everyone was so sweet. Everyone was nice when I walked in. Just, hi, how are you? It was just really nice to be welcomed in a space that I've never been in before. And I mean, welcomed by everybody. So, like I said, it was nice. I wasn't even thinking about joining the organization at the time. I met Albert. He was just telling me it was great and everything. And I'm like, okay. And then afterwards, I'm like, I feel like this is a place that I could fit in. I have my political science degree, so I also like to help in the community. I also help in the autism community as well. So when I'm in different places besides real estate, I like to just share what I'm good at and be able to help people with what they need in that way. So I'm actually a loan officer, so I'm not a realtor. Yes, but I mean, I go anywhere where I can learn, network, and help people. So.
Well, thank you so much for your contribution. And even though we are the Asian Real Estate Association of America, this organization is very multicultural. We have members that are African American, Latino, Caucasian, Asian Americans of all ethnicities. We have 51 ethnicities, 26 languages. We're like the United Nations of real estate. And it's all about building solidarity and power building amongst our communities for Asian American homeownership sustainability. So if there's anyone else that's either a member that has not been pinned, or if you would like to become a member, we can pin you and we'll find you afterwards if you have not signed up. So does anyone else want to be? You've been pinned, right? You have your pin. You've never been pinned?
And also side with the pin. Side with the pin.
Okay, we'll pin you.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So anywhere in the United States that you go, if you wear this pin, people will recognize.
Oh, you got
I'll actually be in GC tomorrow, so there you go.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Side also with the pin.
He's been pinned like twice. Also, shout out to Charlotte Bradley. She's the secretary of the Philadelphia Metropolitan Board of Realtors.
I always here to support my sister minority organization, and then, because that's my guy, I love him.
Yes, and then we have some cool people. We have a branding coach here, and someone just came in that did event production. So thank you so much for coming, AJ, event production. Thank you so much for coming today. All right, sweet. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Too, right? Okay. Then it's
So just conclude everything, but we would like, before you leave, the refreshments and networking is still open. We would like to get everybody in the back to take a picture. So you can move over there and take a picture, and then we'll give you an extra, okay?